reading is from Psalm 73 verses 23 to 26. Nevertheless, I am continually with you. You hold my right hand. You guide me with your counsel, and afterwards you will receive me to glory. Whom have I in heaven but you? And there is nothing on earth that I desire besides you. My flesh and my heart may fail, but God is the strength of my heart and my portion forever.
I'm just going to share a little encouragement about what God has helped me through in sort of the last few years. So when I was 19, I came to England to do a gap year, and I was very excited. I had all these expectations about what the year was going to be, so I moved to England on my own, and actually, like, the year, it has some really good things that came out of that year. Like, I met Alex, but I think overall it was a really difficult year for me. I struggled a lot with loneliness and I suppose like homesickness and just feeling really pretty low. I think I was quite depressed as well. So yeah, it was quite a hard year, and you know, all the kind of expectations that I had about like God speaking to me about specific things, that it just sort of felt like God was distant, and I didn't really know how to kind of feel about that. And you know, throughout the year I kept sort of thinking about this idea that I just couldn't understand why God would make us and put us in this world that is just like a hard place to be. Let's face it, the world is hard. Living is not easy. And yeah, so I kind of struggle with that idea that like I wanted to not exist. Like, I wanted God to not have made me, which is very sad. But yeah, so these are sort of the things that I had to kind of wrestle with, and on top of that, I'd put on a bit of weight, and I felt very like even more insecure about myself and about I thought that, oh, people must really look at me and think that I'm so ugly. So yeah, there was just a lot of that, and it was hard. And then sort of once the year was finished, I moved back to Romania, and kind of I was looking forward to moving, but at the same time I was so kind of nervous about what people would think, that, oh, she's put on weight, she's not the same, just a lot of like irrational fears that I had about going back. And I think during that year I listened to a lot of lies, lies about myself, lies about God, and just I was like so confused and depressed. And then like a few years back, maybe 2 years ago, as I was sort of thinking about that year, and I was listening to a podcast, and the woman was talking about how God redeems, and how God is, God of color. And it just felt like God said to me that He, I don't just redeem this moment. I can redeem past experiences. I can, the things that you think are dark and like you don't want to think about, like, I can redeem those. Bring them to me. And I just feel like almost like such relief, like that kind of dark sort of cloud that hovered over that year was just almost gone, and it was incredible. So yeah, I just wrote a little poem about it, and I hope it speaks to you. Today I cry for you, 20-year-old girl, for I told you you were nothing. I shamed you into thinking you were worthless, unloved. So you worked hard to attain what you already had, for no child of his is ever forsaken. You silently surrendered as I put you to death. For the lies rang true and the truth unsound. Yet you were not unprepossessing. Before the earth was round, you were loved. And I'm not saying that I've learned to accept myself the way I am, and I'm still learning to kind of believe the truth that God says about me and not the lies. And it's a process, but I just want to encourage you that if you're going through like a really dark, hard time, and I think we are, like I am in this lockdown, it's hard, but I just want to encourage you that God is the God who redeems, that He's the God who paints color over our darkest situations, and that He can be trusted. And also that we shouldn't be afraid to bring our doubts and our fears and our disappointments to Him, because He can handle them, and He is the God who cares for us, and the God who redeems. So I hope this encourages you, and I pray that God speaks to you, and that He brings color into your situations.